Hello, hello, everyone. So, new location. This has been my temporary room at my parents' house. This will be my last class there. They move next week. And next week, I'll be back in the city on Monday. So, as we come into our comfortable seat, just kind of think about where you've been lately, whether you've been traveling, visiting friends, family, and start to roll around trying to find those sit bones. And once they have contact, rock a little bit side to side and a little bit back and front, and think about lengthening your spine up nice and tall. As you breathe in, get taller. And as you exhale, keep your spine straight, but let your shoulders relax away. So breathe in, grow taller. And then as you exhale, let your shoulders relax. Breathe out. Breathe in. And exhale out. Let your eyes close or soften. Notice the sounds around you. Let your mind rest, settle. And when you're ready, reach your fingertips out to either side. We're going to tippy tap our fingers today to activate our forearm muscles and our arms. And then plant your left hand and reach your right arm straight out at shoulder height. Rotate your palm backwards, rotate it forwards. Think about keeping your arm nice and straight and rotating that bone in your shoulder socket. As you do this, maybe you drop your left ear closer to your left shoulder so you get a little bit deeper of a stretch. If that's not comfortable, keep your head up straight. And then when your palm is facing up, bring your arm all the way up straight. Breathe in, grow tall, and exhale, bend over to the left. Keeping your right sit bone pressing down. Letting it sink heavy into the floor, reach your right arm out even farther. And then on your exhale, take a little bit of a twist down towards your left knee. Let your hands come down to the mat. Walk your hands forward. Let your forehead get heavy. Maybe your forearms rest on the mat. Maybe the crown of your head comes all the way down to the floor. Stretching out our lower back, gently sway side to side. And then walking your fingertips back in, roll yourself back up to a nice tall seat. Go ahead and switch the cross of your leg. So the other leg in front, the one that feels a little bit weird, tippy tap your fingers out. And then lift your left arm up to shoulder height. So rotate your arm. Think about moving the arm in the shoulder, excuse me, in the shoulder socket. And then when the left palm is, drop your right ear away if you want a deeper stretch. And then lift the left arm straight up. Lengthen, get nice and tall. Exhale over to the right. Pressing the left sit bone down into the mat. Feel a long lengthening through your side body. Make sure your left hip stays down. Breathing here. And then turn and look down to the right side of your leg. Let your left hand come down and walk your arms out in front. Walking them out as far as possible, letting your forehead and then possibly the crown of your head come down to the floor in front of you. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Take a couple nice, long, slow breaths here. Maybe you have a block to support you or a pillow. And then walk yourself back up. We're going to draw our arms all the way up overhead, palms facing me. And now bring your fingers together and do some hand puppets. As you're doing your hand puppets, I want you to check in. Are both hips on the ground? Are you drawing your navel in? Is your spine straight? And are your shoulders away from your ears? Nice and relaxed. Beautiful. And then interlace your fingers, bring your hands down in front, and let's make some figure eights. So our figure eights are going to rotate our wrists, our fingers, and even into our shoulders, moving our elbows around. Nice. And then shake all of that out as we make our way into our tabletop position, lining our hands up underneath our shoulders, lining our knees up underneath our hips. Gently sway side to side. I miss teaching on a rug under my yoga mat. Being back on the hardwood floor. How did we do this all those years? And then come to a stationary position. Think about lifting your lower body up to meet your back body. Your back should be straight. Your gaze is straight down in front of you. Slide your right foot behind you, rock back and forth on your right toes. Ooh, some snapping in the ankle might happen. And then lift your right leg up so it's at hip height. Hold it here. Check if you came too far over the left and see if you can pull the weight so the weight is even between your right hand and your left hand. And then gently tap and lift, trying to straighten your right leg, lifting your thigh away from your kneecap. And now reach the left arm out in front of you. And if you can, lift it up. And then exhale, draw your knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach, balance here. And now see if you can open your arm out to the left and your leg to the right, and then bring it all back in. Open to the side and bring it back in. And if hovering the leg off the floor is too much, you can do this with your fingers and toes on the ground. What we're really doing is we're trying to think about moving from our center line and then bring everything back in, return the hands underneath you. Turn your fingers out so they face the outer edge of your mat and rock side to side. Turn the fingers towards your knees and see if you can rock forward and back. Stretching out your wrists. This might be a little sensational depending on what you've been doing today, but my guess is it's really good for all of you. All right, turn those wrists back around, reach your left leg behind you and rock back and forth on your left leg. And then come into your center, float your left leg up to hip height, flex the foot. Think about the thigh lifting away from the kneecap. Check your balance between your right hand and your left hand. Find that balance and then tap the left toe down and up, down and up, down and up. Couple more times. And then from here, can you float your right arm out in front of you? And then exhale, draw the knee to the elbow. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, knee to elbow. Reach out. Now check, can you open out to the side and then back to center? Open to the side and back to center. And if you have something in your space that's keeping you from opening all the way out, don't worry about it. Do your absolute best. One more time, and then return to center. Bring your hands down, come back to your tabletop position. Swivel your hips side to side. And then when you're ready, go ahead and turn your hands to each side. Rock side to side. Turn your fingertips towards your knees and peel back and forth. Nice. Turn your hands around, curl your toes under, walk your hands back to your knees, stretching out your toes, sitting up nice and tall. Breathe here. Maybe you need to pull your little pinky toe out from underneath just to make sure it's getting all the love it needs. Perfect. Crawl back, hands forward, keeping your toes tucked. Start to peel your hips up to come into your downward facing dog position. Check that your fingertips are pointing forward, your thumbs are making an L shape. You should be able to get your ears between your biceps. As your heels reach down, lift your thighs away from your knees. Take 3 long, slow, deep breaths here. Lengthening. And then as you draw your belly in, come forward to your high plank. Let's measure our down dog. See, I came forward and my shoulders are way forward of my wrists. I need to walk back, get my shoulders over my wrists, reach my heels back, long, strong plank. And now using your lower core, lift back up into your downward facing dog. Nice. Breathe here. Draw forward to plank. Drop your knees, press back to a tuck-toed child's pose. Pull forward to plank, lift to downward facing dog. We're gonna do that a few more times. So pull forward to plank, drop your knees, press back to tuck-toed child's pose. Pull back forward to plank, lift to down dog. Forward to plank, drop your knees, press back, pull back to plank, lift to downward facing dog. One more. Plank, drop your knees, reach your hips back, come back to plank, downward facing dog. Gorgeous. Okay, from here, we're gonna float our left leg up behind us. Bend the left knee, open the hip. So you're reaching your left knee up to the ceiling. And you're gonna look underneath your right armpit. So there's a little bit of a twisting motion going on. And now straighten everything back out. Draw your knee into your chest. Hold it here for 1 breath. Round your back, make space, and float your left foot up in between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Shift back and forth, finding space, letting your hips slowly adjust to opening. Plant your left palm, plant your right palm, reach up and twist to the left. Reach your right leg back, make sure it's nice and active. Bring your left hand down inside your left foot and start to walk to your right, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Breathe here, plant your left hand, twist up to the right. Breathe here. And then when you come back down, you're gonna bend your left knee, come through center, bend your right knee, bend your left knee again, walking back into your low lunge, step back into your downward facing dog. Breathe here. Other leg, reach your right leg up behind you, bend your right knee, open up your right hip. So your right knee is reaching up to the sky, look under your left armpit. Press evenly between both hands. Draw the knee into your chest, hold it here. Press the mat away, round your spine, slide your right foot up between your hands. Shift your hips back and forth. Nice. And then plant your left hand, twist up to the right. You want the right arm actively reaching to the ceiling as the left heel reaches towards the back of your mat. Breathe here, bring your right hand on the inside of your right foot and then slowly walk to your forward fold on the other side. Plant your right hand, twist up to the left. And as you come down, you're going to bend your right knee. You're going to bend your left knee. And then as you bend back to the right, you're going to come all the way back into your low lunge. Plant your hands, step back to down dog. Pull forward to plank. Drop your knees, press back to tuck-toed child pose. Come back to plank, back to down dog. We're going to do that again. Lift your left leg up behind you, bend your left knee, open your hip. Look under your right shoulder. Draw the left knee into your chest, hold it here. Press down, round your spine, making space to slide your left foot up between your hands. All right, now we've did the shift forward before. Now we're going to try and straighten our left leg and then bend it down. Straighten. If you need blocks under your hands, absolutely. Bend it down. Straighten and bend. Plant your right hand, twist to the left. Again, reach your left fingers way up. Active arm, reach your right heel way back. You want to feel this dynamic from one section of your body to the other. Bring your left arm all the way down. Walk yourself over to the right, coming into your wide-legged straddle forward. Breathe here. Bring your hands to your hips, pressing into the outer edges of your feet. Engage your legs, lift yourself all the way up. Arms up, star pose. Turn your feet in, sit down into your goddess. Breathe here. 3 slow breaths. 1 more. And then we're going to reach back up into our star pose. We're going to bend our left leg and cartwheel ourselves back into our low lunge. Step back to downward facing dog. If you moved a little bit and you need to readjust, go ahead and do that. Float your right leg up behind you. Bend your right knee, open your hip. Look under your left armpit. And then draw the right knee into your chest. Press the mat away from you, find space. Float the right foot up between your hands. Straighten your front leg. Bend your front leg. Straighten and bend. One more time, straighten and bend. Plant your left hand, twist up to the right. Breathe here. And then bring the right hand down, walk over to the left, coming into your wide-legged forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift yourself up. Reach your arms up, star pose. Bring your heels in and come down into your goddess. Sit here for 3 breaths. Breathing here. And then big star pose. Warrior 2 to the front of the room. Cartwheel down. Step back to plank. Drop your knees. Press your hips back. Come back into plank. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. Float your left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee. Look under your right shoulder. Draw the left knee into your chest. Press the floor away from you. Make space to slide your left foot up between your hands. Straighten, bend. Straighten, bend. Straighten, bend. Plant your right hand, twist up to the left. Drop your right knee down this time and see if you can reach back with your left hand and bind with that right foot. Breathe here, deep twist. Release. Bring your left hand onto the inside of your left foot. Walk to your wide-legged forward fold. Hands to your hips. Lengthen your spine, come all the way up. Star pose, heels in, Come down to goddess. Maybe you bounce or sway a little bit this time in goddess since we're more warmed up. Come back into your star pose. Warrior two, cartwheel it down, step back to downward facing dog. Float your right leg up behind you, bend your right knee, open your hip, look under your left armpit. Draw the right knee into the chest, hold it here, press the mat away from you. Slide the right foot up between your hands. Straighten your front leg and bend it. Straighten your front leg and bend it. Straighten and bend. Plant your left hand, twist to the right. Find the length from your fingertips to your heel. Breathe here. Lower your left knee. Reach back with your right hand. See if you can find your left toes. Finding the bind. Maybe you can look over your shoulder. And then release that leg. Come back to your low lunge. Walk to your left, coming into your forward fold. Hands on hips. Come all the way up. Star pose. Heels in. Pull down into your goddess. Maybe you do a little swing this time. Maybe you just hold the pose. And then our exit strategy is warrior two, cartwheel down, step back to down dog, pull forward to plank, lower your knees, press back to tuck-toed child's pose, pull forward to plank, exhale to downward facing dog. Deep breath. Look forward at your hands and start to slowly walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach your arms all the way out and up. Palms meet overhead. Exhale, hands down by your side. Find your nice tall stance. Reach your arms all the way up. Right fingers around left wrist, reach up tall. And then exhale, bend to the right. Letting your left hip reach over to the left. Come back up to center, reach both arms up, switch sides, left fingers around right wrist, reach up, bend over to the left. Come back up to stand, reach both fingers up, exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step one leg and then the other leg back to plank. Drop your knees, lower halfway down, untuck your toes, baby cobra, and then exhale to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Gaze forward at your hands and walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen all the way up. Wrap your right fingers around your left arm and bend to the right. Make sure you're grounding both feet into the ground, that you're pressing even more into your left foot so that you get a deeper stretch through the left side of your body, but you're not collapsing in the right side. You're still lifting up out of the right side. Come back up to center, switch sides, left fingers around right wrist, up and over like you're going over a beach ball. So your left side is not collapsing. It's lengthening just as much as the right. And then come up to center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Maybe you want to keep your knees lifted this time. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Untuck your toes. Baby cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Reach your hips up behind you, nice and long. Look forward at your hands. Walk or float your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, palms up, right fingers around left wrist, bend to the right. Inhale, reach up. Left fingers around right wrist, exhale to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step or float back to plank. Lower halfway down to chaturanga. Untuck your toes. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, and breathe. Long, slow breath. Gaze forward at your hands and step or float your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand all the way up and bring your hands all the way down by your sides. So we're going to do a little bit of a balancing standing series. We're going to start with tree. So bring the weight into your left foot. Your right foot can come onto your shin or onto your inner thigh. Standing nice and tall. Reach your arms out and up. So think about lengthening through the center. Your tailbone is reaching down. You want to keep your shoulders over your hips and see if you can open your inner thigh out to the side. Arms are either on your hips or up to the sky. So from here, we're going to keep our knee lifted and we're going to turn it towards the front. Nice. And then bring your hands down, interlace your fingers around your shins. Standing on one leg. And then release everything down. Other side, so plant down through your right foot, lift your left foot to your shin or up to your thigh. Now your left foot is pressing against your right thigh, but your right thigh is still pressing against that left foot. So there's the force of the two, holding yourself up. Reach your arms up. Relax your shoulders. Think about pressing your big toe and your pinky toe into the mat. And then draw the left knee forward. Bring your hands down, interlace your fingers around your shin, pull your knee up closer to your chest. Take one more breath. And then let your left foot come down. All right, shake that out. We're going to add on a little bit more to this. Might be a little challenging, but I suggest you try it. You can always come to a wall if you need extra support. So with our left leg planted, we're going to come into our tree, lifting our right leg up. We'll take 3 breaths here to find our balance. Now draw your knee forward. Interlace your fingers. This is where we were before, and you are welcome to stay here. If you would like to join me in exploring a little bit further, we're going to hold on to our right big toe with our 2 fingers, our peace fingers. We're going to bring our left hand to our hip. Once you find your balance, explore straightening this leg and bringing it back in. And then come back to holding your shin and release your foot down. Shake it out. Other leg, plant your right leg down. Bring your left foot up. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. Find your balance, find your center. Find something to focus on that's not moving. That'll help you with your balance. And now bring the knee forward, interlace your fingers, hug the shin in. And from here, you can stay there or you can reach your left fingers to your left big toe, right hand on your waist. You can stay here and work on your balance, or you can start to explore straightening and bending the left leg. Beautiful. Interlace your hands and then release your left hand down. We're going to do one more variation. So don't give up. Plant your left leg down. You can do this. We're going to start in our tree. You've been here. You have confidence. You're going to hold this. You got it. Draw your right knee in towards the front. Interlace your fingers, draw your shin in. Reach down for your big toe with your two peace fingers. Extend your right leg out in front of you. From here, maybe you can open your right leg out to the side, extending your left arm out. Flex your foot, finding your balance. Maybe you wobble, it's okay. And then reverse out of it. Bend your knee and place your foot down. Good job. Let's do the other side. All right, so let's start in our tree. Reach your arms up. Find your balance. Shoulders relax. Draw the knee to the front, interlace your fingers. Reach your left fingers down for your big toe, right hand to your hip. Extend your left leg out in front of you. And then open the leg out to the left. Maybe you can extend your right arm out. You want to keep your shoulders over your hips. Think about grounding down through your right standing foot. Breathing slowly, hold on to something if you need to, and then reverse out of it, coming back to the front, bending your knee, and then lowering your left foot down. Beautiful. Shake that out a little bit. I like to do a little knocking on heaven's door where you rotate your weight from one foot to the other, letting your arms shake out. And we're going to make our way to the front of our mat. We'll do a little standing flow. So let your arms come down by your side. You did awesome on that balancing series. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. So knees, chest, chin, baby cobra, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Maybe you hold a plank, but we're all gonna meet in downward facing dog. Put your left leg up behind you. Draw the left knee all the way through center to your chest. Press the mat away from you, float your left foot up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Turn your right foot down, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Cartwheel yourself open into your warrior two. Breathe here. Straighten your left leg, palms touch overhead. Exhale back into your warrior two. We'll do that 2 more times. Lift and press back down. Reach up. You're pressing the air away from you. You're creating your own resistance. From here, you're going to turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Beautiful. Come all the way through. Left forearm on left thigh, reach your right arm up and over, coming into your side angle. See if you can drop your left hip a little bit more. Beautiful diagonal line from your right fingertips to the outer edge of your right foot. And now we're going to come all the way up through center and turn to face the back of our mat, coming into warrior two to the back of the mat. Sitting a little bit lower. Turn the right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Come all the way through to side angle, reaching the left arm up. Beautiful. And then we're going to reach up to center, come back to warrior two to the front of the mat, straighten the left leg, reach forward, coming into your triangle. Left hand can come down to the shin or a block behind the left leg. Reach the right arm all the way up. Using your core, come back up to stand. Bend your left knee, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa or do some push-ups. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Float the right leg up behind you. Draw the right knee into the chest. Make space. Float the right foot up between your feet. Turn your left heel down, pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. Cartwheel yourself up and open into your warrior two. Straighten, touch your hands overhead, and melt back down. Straighten your leg, reach up with your arms, and melt back down. One more time, reach up. Find that resistance as you come back down. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Come through to side angle, reaching your left arm up. Drop your right hip. Get your right thigh parallel to the floor. And then reach up, hands overhead, and exhale, warrior two to the back of the mat. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. And then come all the way through to side angle to the back of your mat, right arm reaches up. Come back to warrior two, lengthen, straighten, arms up overhead, turn back to the front of your mat. Warrior two, straighten your front leg, reach forward, coming down into triangle, right hand on your shin or on a block behind your right leg, left arm reaches up. Find the twist. Lift back up, bend your front knee, cartwheel your hands down, step back to plank. Go through your version of chaturanga, your vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, baby cobra, upward facing dog. Skip it all, go straight to down dog. It's all good. Float your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest. Slide the left foot up between your hands. Turn your right heel down, cartwheel yourself up, warrior two. Hold this warrior two. We're not going to straighten our leg this time. We're going to stay in it just as long, but we're not going to straighten the leg. Using our strength, building our power. Now turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Staying in the poses a little bit longer builds our strength, builds our confidence. Bring your left hand to your left thigh, reach your right arm up and over. If you want, explore the bind. Bring your right hand behind your back, reach your left hand down under your left leg. See if the two can connect. Keep your spine twisting open. And then release this. Come all the way up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, warrior two to the back of the mat. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. All the way through to side angle. Back up, palms touch overhead. Front of the mat, reach your left palm forward, come into triangle, left hand down, right arm up. Bring your right arm so that your right bicep is by your right ear. If you can, float your left arm up. Your core is firing up, press into your feet, lift your thighs, and come all the way up to stand. Exhale, melt into your warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Take your version of your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin. Or go straight to down dog or take a child's pose. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Think about lengthening your spine, pressing into your fingertips and your knuckles, lifting out of your wrists. Float your right leg up behind you. Draw the right knee into your chest. Find the space, and then float the right foot up between your hands. Turn your left heel down, pressing in, reach out and up, coming into your warrior two. We're gonna hold this warrior two. Sit a little bit deeper. Make sure your right knee stays over your right ankle. Arms are at shoulder height. Shift back a little bit. Make that correction. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. Bend your right arm, bring it to your right thigh, reach your left arm up, over by the ear. If you explored the bind on the other side, explore it on this side, bring the left hand behind you. Maybe this is as far as your bind goes. Maybe you can reach down to your ankle, but not under your leg. That still counts. And if you can reach under your leg, notice that my chest doesn't roll forward. I don't look at the ground. I'm staying nice and open. And then release this. Fingertips overhead, turn towards the back of the mat. Warrior two. Turn your left palm up, exhale, peaceful warrior. Come through to side angle, left arm on right leg, left leg, right arm by ear. Reach everything up, turn to the front of the mat. Shift your hips back, reach your right arm forward. Come on down into triangle, right hand on your shin or a block or the outside of your right leg. You are twisting your torso, opening up, left arm straight up. Find your inner thigh strength. You're lifting out of your feet, left hand by left ear. Reach the right arm by right ear. Find your core power. Lift all the way up. Melt back into warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa and meet in downward facing dog. We're going to walk our hands back towards our feet, coming into a forward fold at the back of our mat. Reach for your elbows. Let your head hang heavy. Gently rock side to side. Your fingers come down to the ground, heel toe your feet open. Sit yourself down into a squat. So this squat, your feet are wider. Maybe your heels are down on the ground. You're using your thighs to, you're using your arms to press your thighs open. See if you can sit up a little bit taller. Bring your hands back down to lift your hips back up. Let your head hang heavy. Squat back down. Now this time you can stay here in this squat, or if you want to practice your crow pose, go ahead and bring your feet a little bit closer underneath you. So crow, you can either rest your knee on your tricep, or you can squeeze the outer edge of your shoulders of your upper arms. Both of them are correct. They're two different variations. So choose whichever one you want to explore. If you're bringing your knees into your armpits, creating a shelf for your armpits, lift your belly button up. Lift one toe and then the other. Maybe you can lift both toes. Stay there for a couple more breaths. Come down if you need to, go back up if you need to. It is all about exploring, checking out what you can do. Maybe you could do it yesterday and you can't do it today. That happens. And then come on down. Back into your Malasana squat, bring your arms behind you and come down so that your feet are on the floor, your knees are up to the ceiling. Breathe here. So we're gonna roll over onto our stomachs with our forehead down. We are going to keep our left arm by our side, bend our right leg, reach back for your right foot. Maybe you can hold on to the inside of your foot. Maybe you can rotate your hand to hold on to the top of the toes. Your forehead stays down on the mat. See if you can bend your elbow, drawing your heel closer to your bum. And then relax that. Shake it out.
Bring your left heel in towards your bum. This might be it for you. Reach for your left ankle. Holding on to the outer edge of your foot. Maybe you can hold on to the inner edge of your foot or your toes. I can't rotate my shoulder on this side, sorry. Squeeze it in, bend your elbow, bringing your heel closer to your butt, and then release. Turn your cheek to one side, and breathe. All right, we're gonna try this bow pose, both feet at the same time. So we're gonna come back to our forehead. Maybe you start with kicking both heels in towards your butt, and that is the extent of your pose. If you can hold your heels in, reach back for both feet, one hand, one foot. Hold here. Maybe you can rotate your grip. If not, feel comfortable where you are, and then start to kick your feet into your hands so that your upper body is lifted up off the ground. Once your upper body is lifted, maybe you can lift your thighs up. But this is a back bend, so it's okay if your legs don't get as far off the ground. You really want to try and use your feet to pull your arms back, opening up across the chest. One more breath here and then relax. Let go of your feet, bring your face down. Turn the other cheek to the mat. Let everything shake out and relax. And give that one more try to bring your forehead back to the mat. Bring your feet in. Reach back with your hands. Finding something to hold on to. If you can't reach back, this is a great place. If you have a strap or a tie, you can also use that here. And then when you're ready, start to push your feet into your hands so that it starts to lift your chest up off the ground. Your shoulder blades are pinching together. You're stretching across your collarbones. Breathing here. You might feel a little lift, a rise and fall in your body. One more deep breath. And then exhale, lower everything back down. So you're gonna bend both legs. You're gonna windshield wiper them. And then you're gonna let them fall to one side. And you're gonna use that momentum to roll yourself over onto your back. I know it's a flip-flop pancake. It's a very fancy yoga move. From here, we're gonna lengthen out, reach your arms overhead, reach your toes away from you. This is an active stretch. And then pull your knees into your chest. Maybe you need to rock a little bit side to side, bringing your knees out towards your armpits. Lengthen your tailbone down. Hold your knees here. Let your feet come down to the ground. Set up for your bridge pose. So another back bend, shifting where the gravity was. So we're only going to do one here. Feet press down, and then start to peel your vertebra up one at a time, lifting your hips. If you want to interlace your fingers behind your back, you can do that. Make sure you're pressing into your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel. And then slowly lower your hips down. If you have a block and it's close by, you can go ahead and lift your hips and slide it underneath them. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. So we're going to get our spine nice and long on the floor. And then we're going to lift our right leg up and we're going to lift our left leg up. We are going to hold both legs up towards the sky, letting our lower back start to relax. Slowing this down, coming into our final few.
Stretchy, relaxy poses. Letting the blood circulate in a different direction. Now cross the right leg over the left. Bend your knees like you're sitting in a chair. Reach for your ankles or the outer edges of your feet. This is called cow face legs. So you can flex your feet, pressing into your hands. You're going to start to feel a deep stretch through your hip. Slowing it down, breathing deeply. Try and keep both hips even on the ground. You don't want to twist to one side. Pulling a little bit more, stretching a little bit deeper. And then relax both legs straight back up to the sky. Arms out, palms up. Let your shoulders relax. Let the back of your head relax into the mat. Now cross your left leg over your right. Bend your knees. Reach for the outer edges of your feet. Flex your feet. Pull your legs closer using the strength of your arms. Breathe into this deep hip stretch, but keep your shoulders relaxed. Try not to tense up. And then release, bring your legs back up into the sky. Draw your knees into your chest. You're going to let your left foot come down as you hold your right knee in. Extend your left leg long down the mat. Holding onto the outer edge of your left knee, of your right knee, draw your right knee across to the left, opening your right arm out. Rolling onto your right knee, as much as possible. And at the same time, trying to keep your right shoulder on the mat. Gaze at your right fingertips. Breathing here. And then slowly roll back onto your back. Hug both knees into your chest again. Maybe gently rock side to side. Maybe you're going to take a happy baby here. And then place the right foot down. Interlace your fingers around your left shin. Extend the right leg away from you. Holding on to the left knee, draw it across to the right. See if you can get that left knee all the way to the ground. Maybe it doesn't reach. Open the left arm up. Can you get the left shoulder towards the ground? It's a deep, deep twist. Gaze over at your left fingers. And then come back, hug your left knee in, hug your right knee in. Again, gentle rock side to side. Maybe you take a happy baby here. Maybe you want to extend one leg and then the other. If there's anything else you need to fit into your practice that your body is asking for, this is a great time to do that. Playing around, trying something that you've been meaning to try, you're nice and warmed up. But if you're done and you're ready to take it to the very end, Go ahead and hug everything into a tiny little ball. Squeeze your shins into your chest. Draw your nose into your knee. Tighten everything up. Very, very tight. And then slowly start to relax. Let your head relax down into the mat. Extend your right leg out nice and long. Extend your left leg out nice and long. Let your right arm extend. Let your left arm extend. If you need to adjust your spine or your shoulder blades, go ahead and do that now. Let the mat and the earth support you as you rest here on your back. Take a big inhale, breathing all this fresh oxygen in, and then hold that breath, retain it for a moment, and then exhale it all out. Bring your focus to the crown of your head and slowly, like it's an ice cube melting, move down your body, checking in with your head, your forehead, your face, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your back, your arms, your wrists, your fingers, your hips, your legs, your knees, your ankles and your toes. Let your eyes close and let your body move into stillness. You want to relax and melt away. I encourage you to stay in Shavasana as long as you possibly can, but if you need to get on with your day, go ahead and reach your arms out overhead, lengthen from your fingertips to your toes, and then slowly roll onto one side. Taking your time as you make your way back into a seated position. And once you get there, bring your hands to your heart and give yourself some acknowledgement for coming to class, for practicing, and for being part of this community. Thank you all. Namaste.